All right, lovely. So this is Arielle from the Tree of Life Tarot and in the Akashic Records of Nostradamus. So if you want to know how this works, I usually don't open the Akashic Records of dead people. um, there is this thing that we experience time in a very oh wow, okay, let me just see the hidden card. That's decisions of the heart. I'll put it here, decisions of the heart. I'll turn the cards this way and I'll explain them. The question that they asked was, is the next president of the United States going to be the third Antichrist? So how does it work to access Nostradamus' knowledge? There's a couple of ways. You could do it through hypnosis, and you can, contact him in his lifetime. Or you can do it with the Akashic records when, again, you need to be a little bit more experienced, because in the ether there is no past, present, or future. It is just the growth of the soul and knowing yourself as being part of the divine. So entering that area of expertise, you could really get in contact with people who are who have something to give to the world. And in this way you can contact for advice and help. But again, it's not going to be tell me the lottery ticket numbers, or tell me how do I I don't know, get this thing into my life. It will be again, and that's what's shocking people, and that's what makes people not able to access this information that is basically out there and available. Is that the expectations? A lot of people expect to see something very mundane. How do I get this? How do I get more of that? How do I get rid of that? And what you can get, and if you have this attitude that what you're going to get is spiritual advice, what's good for the soul. And currently we have the soul of a nation on the line, the soul of the United States. So the question that they asked was, will the next president of the United States be the Mabus, the third Antichrist? And the answer is yes. And what is more shocking is that actually the cards that came out are exactly the same as what Nostradamus is talking about. This person will be heralded as a savior of the nation, savior of democracy, savior of the free world. That person, he or she, will be seen as somebody who is going to get rid the country of the great evil that Trump is portrayed as. But again, Trump has a destiny to fulfill, and that's that's in his destiny, really. I honestly think that he's the predecessor of the the Antichrist. I did not expect to have as a question come to me as through the Akasha to ask if the next president will be the Antichrist, but this is what came, so this is what I have in the cards. So this person will be heralded as it will be celebrated as savior. That's the first thing. It will be celebrated as savior. So if we have a candidate that is very moral in terms of Christianity, in terms of being traditional, it's a candidate that we need to be beware of. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Mike Pence, maybe somebody else. It doesn't have to be a Democrat, a Republican. It could be a Democrat that is going to be really, getting the hopes of again, that person's expected to bring a some equilibrium, some balance between the lines of and the lines of division are great at the moment. You could literally see them. Literally, people when they're like Democrats and they hear that somebody's a Republican, the conversation stops, like literally stops. They just turn around and then don't want to speak to that person again. So they don't really see the person behind all of the political views, and it's vice versa. So that person will be seen as like a moderate. Okay, moderate is the word that comes to mind, as a patch between the divided lines. What people are not going to see is that basically this is a very good image where the angel has one foot on the ground and one foot in the water. Usually that represents that, don't jump with 2 feet. But in this case, it looks like there is something hidden. And it's hidden and it's in plain sight. From the water, we have a path. The path goes to the mountains, and in the mountains, we have the sun. This sun usually represents the sun will shine again, that things will be okay. Just go with the golden path, go with the middle path, don't go into the extremes. In this case, I see here an atomic bomb. I see an atomic bomb. Over here we have a lot of celebrations, a lot of people will be happy. Like on election day, people will be happy. Soon after, what will happen is the 9 of Swords reversed. So the 9 of Swords really is about not having worries, a lot of worries. Reversed comes up as I can finally breathe. I can finally sleep without waking up in the morning in distress. Putting the past long time worries behind us. This is what will be, the next president. The 4 of Pentacles. And this is what this person will bring, okay? I'm not going to guess who that is, okay? although a name comes to mind, but again, I'm not going to talk about it. So the Four of Pentacles, basically, as soon as the festivities are over, we have a, people just finally, putting their worries about the morale of the country, the morale of the nation, all these things, putting them behind. And what will happen is that the rich people who have been holding on to millions in taxes that could go for infrastructure, for hospitals, for children, the people who have been holding on to that much money are going to part with them. It came out as a reverse. So basically, what it says here is that most definitely the next president, and it will be an emotional decision, a union of the heart. So people will really, with their heart, vote for that person, and that person will come to do good. Okay, they will come to win against Trump, patch things up between the divided lines. And as they say, if mom and dad are not quarreling, then the children are not going to learn quarreling. So what that means is that the person will try to toe the line, to be moderate between Democrats and Republicans, and that person will try to show a union, or going towards and being civil about it, wanting what's best for the country. And that's what will trickle down to the regular folks who, again, the feeling is that a lot of them have lost touch with relatives, with longtime friends, with colleagues, because of the highly politicized environment that we are in. And it will be celebrated. There will be celebrations. I can even see marches, marches of joy. And that person will come to do good, They will put asleep the worries of the people, especially the sick ones. That's really what comes to mind. The sick ones are going to be taken care of. And that's a noble thing to do. It's not the best thing to do, financially speaking, but it's a noble thing to do. To have the country become your parent, the country become your eternally grateful son or daughter, if it's not in the traditions to have the son or daughter personally take care of their parents. And unfortunately, that's happening more and more. And of course, the rich people, whatever Trump did to win some billionaire supporters, will be overturned. So it looks like that the third Antichrist will be the next president. I'm going to ask another thing. Is another world leader the third Antichrist? I want to check that as well, because again, as they say, the bad things don't come along. So I'll ask this in another video. Wow, this one is uploading. So talk to you soon. Bye.